Mr. Harding and the problem with his wife, and I think we were making a lot of progress. So who would like...
Louise Fletcher's portrayal of Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest left a lasting impression on cinema and her personal life. The role demanded a performance that was both stern and subtle, leading to a significant emotional toll on the actress. Despite the challenges, Fletcher's dedication to the character brought to life a performance that remains a reference point for the portrayal of complex authority figures in film. Her experience serves as a stark reminder of the personal sacrifices actors often make to bring characters to life. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a film adaptation of Ken Kesey's novel, directed by Milos Forman and released in 1975. The movie stars Jack Nicholson in a leading role, supported by a talented cast. It delves into the oppressive environment of a mental institution where a new patient, Randall McMurphy, challenges the authoritarian rule of Nurse Ratched. McMurphy's rebellious spirit influences the other patients, igniting a struggle for autonomy and self-expression within the rigid confines of the institution. The film explores themes of individuality, authority, and the fine line between sanity and madness. Its portrayal of the human spirit's fight against dehumanizing systems resonates with audiences, making it a significant work in the history of cinema. The performances, particularly by Nicholson, are powerful, bringing depth to the characters and the story they inhabit. The film's impact is lasting, prompting discussions about mental health care and individual rights. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, released in 1975, distinguished itself at the Academy Awards by securing victories in 5 major categories. It won Best Picture, a testament to its overall excellence in filmmaking. The lead actor, Jack Nicholson, and lead actress, Louise Fletcher, were honored with Best Actor and Best Actress awards, respectively, for their compelling performances. The director, Milos Forman, was recognized with the Best Director award, highlighting his skillful guidance of the film's vision and execution. Lastly, the screenplay, adapted from Ken Kesey's novel, was awarded Best Screenplay, acknowledging the successful translation of the story from page to screen. This sweep of the top awards underscored the film's critical acclaim and its significant role in cinema history.
When I'm in the cooler, they run it in there, they have a riot. What's the matter with you guys? Come on, be good Americans.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, directed by Milos Forman and released in 1975, presents a critical view of institutional systems and the concept of mental illness. The film, adapted from Ken Kesey's novel, shifts its focus from the harsh portrayal of psychiatric conditions to a broader critique of societal norms. It uses the setting of a mental institution to explore how society imposes conformity on individuals. The protagonist, Randall McMurphy, played by Jack Nicholson, becomes a symbol of rebellion against the oppressive forces of the establishment, embodied by Nurse Ratched. The narrative suggests that the hospital, a microcosm of society, suppresses individuality and enforces a rigid standard of behavior. Through McMurphy's journey and interactions with the other patients, the film comments on the nature of authority and the struggle between personal freedom and societal expectations. The movie's portrayal serves as an allegory for the resistance against the mechanisms that enforce conformity, questioning the definition and treatment of mental illness within the societal framework.
It's awful lonesome at night. You understand what I mean, don't you?
In the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the narrative delves into the lives of the characters within a mental institution, highlighting the profound effect that the oppressive environment has on their mental state. Chief Bromden, a long-term inhabitant of the institution, pretends to be deaf and mute to protect himself from the harsh realities of the ward. His silence and feigned inability to communicate reflect his adaptation to the suppressive system that diminishes individuality. Similarly, Billy Bibbett, a young patient, exhibits stuttering and extreme shyness, which are exacerbated by the domineering Nurse Ratched and the rigid rules of the institution. The film portrays these characters as victims of a dehumanizing system, suggesting that their perceived disabilities are more a product of institutional constraints than inherent incapabilities. The story challenges the audience to reconsider the nature of mental illness and the impact of institutionalization on the human spirit. It is a powerful examination of how societal norms and expectations can shape and often limit personal identity and freedom. In the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Will Sampson took on the role of Chief Bromden. Before his casting, Sampson worked as a park ranger. His towering stature and Native American heritage made him the ideal candidate for the character who is central to the narrative. The film's producers were committed to finding an authentic actor for this role, and Sampson's presence brought a silent strength and authenticity to the character that contributed significantly to the film's critical success. His portrayal remains a notable example of accurate casting, aligning with the cultural and physical attributes described in the novel from which the movie is adapted. During the production of the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975, an incident occurred at the Oregon State Mental Hospital, which served as the primary filming location. A patient residing at the hospital sustained injuries from a fall out of a second-story window. This event coincidentally aligned with the narrative of the film, which deals with the lives of mental patients, and it inadvertently attracted media attention, resulting in a newspaper headline that mentioned the movie. The incident highlighted the risks associated with filming in an operational mental health facility and raised questions about the safety protocols in place during the production. Despite this occurrence, the film went on to achieve critical acclaim and commercial success, becoming a significant work in the history of American cinema.
Randall Patrick McMurphy.
Ken Kesey, who penned the novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, had a negative reaction to the film adaptation directed by Milos Forman. Despite the movie's critical acclaim and success, Kesey was dissatisfied with the creative decisions taken in the film, particularly the shift in narrative perspective from Chief Bromden to Randall McMurphy. Kesey's disapproval was so strong that he chose not to watch the completed film. His encounter with the movie was purely accidental, as he stumbled upon it while it was being broadcast on television. This reaction from the author highlights the often complex relationship between a source material and its cinematic interpretation, where the author's vision may not always align with that of the filmmakers.
Right.
In the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, director Milos Forman's use of reaction shots played a significant role in storytelling, particularly during group therapy sessions. These shots were employed to capture the subtle facial expressions and non-verbal cues of the characters, thereby allowing the audience to engage more deeply with their emotional states. Forman's technique emphasized the dynamics within the group, highlighting the tension and the power struggles between the patients and the authoritative figure of Nurse Ratched. But careful orchestration of these shots contributed to the narrative's depth, as viewers could sense the impact of the therapy sessions on each individual character. This method not only served to involve the audience more intimately with the characters' experiences, but also underscored the themes of individuality and resistance against oppressive structures within the film's psychiatric setting.
Excuse me, ma'am. I just wanted to...
Stay back.
Mark,
Huh?
patients aren't allowed in the nurse's station.
Well, I just wanted...
In the production of the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the dynamics among the cast members were shaped by their interaction with actual patients from mental health facilities, which lent authenticity to their portrayals. Despite circulating stories, the absence of Jack Nicholson did not cause filming to stop. However, there were significant creative differences between Nicholson and director Milos Forman regarding the film's narrative approach. These tensions did not hinder the film's progress, but instead contributed to the depth of the characters and the story. The actors' commitment to their roles and the director's vision resulted in a powerful and thought-provoking film that remains influential in cinema history.
Come on. You know, you have a work assignment.
In the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, a notable scene features the character Randall McMurphy, played by Jack Nicholson, during an electroconvulsive therapy session. In this moment, McMurphy delivers a line that references the Brill Cream hair care product's advertising jingle. This reference serves as a humorous element within the intense and dramatic context of the therapy session. The inclusion of this cultural reference adds a layer of levity to the scene, contrasting the serious nature of the treatment being depicted. It showcases McMurphy's rebellious and irreverent character, who even in the face of such a daunting procedure, maintains his sense of humor and defiance against the oppressive environment of the mental institution. The film, directed by Milos Forman, is known for its critical perspective on the state of mental health care in the 20th century and the human spirit's resilience against conformity and institutional control.
Wow.
In the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Nurse Ratched stands as a formidable figure within the mental institution. Louise Fletcher's portrayal brings to life a character whose stern facade and methodical approach to her duties often clash with the chaotic energy of the patients. Her authoritative presence is a constant force within the ward, maintaining order with a steely gaze and a voice that seldom rises above a whisper, yet commands attention. This control is not just exerted over the patients, but extends to the staff as she directs the daily operations with precision. Despite the strictness, there are moments where her composed exterior reveals glimpses of the woman beneath the nurse's uniform, hinting at the complexities of her character. Her interactions with the rebellious Randall McMurphy bring her calculated nature into sharp focus as she navigates the power struggles and challenges that he presents. The film's depiction of Nurse Ratched has left a lasting impression on cinema, showcasing a character whose professional demeanor belies a deeper narrative, one that is as much about the power dynamics within the institution as it is about the individuals within it.
Did everything go well?
In the casting process for the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the role of Nurse Ratched became a pivotal point of focus. The production considered numerous well-known actresses for this character, which required a strong presence and a nuanced performance to embody the authoritarian nature of the role. Louise Fletcher, who was not initially aware of the extensive search and competition for the part, was ultimately selected to portray Nurse Ratched. Her performance was critically acclaimed and is often cited as a significant factor in the film's success, earning her an Academy Award for Best Actress. The casting choice highlighted the importance of matching an actor's abilities with a character's demands to capture the essence of the story being told on screen. Fletcher's portrayal brought to life the complex dynamic between the oppressive institution and the individual spirit, a central theme of the film.
Solid.
Last time we were discussing Mr. Harding and the problem with his...
In the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Louise Fletcher's portrayal of Nurse Ratched is a study in the use of authority within a mental institution. Her performance brings to life a character who, while human, is not sympathetic. Nurse Ratched is someone who genuinely believes in the strict methods she employs. This belief is unwavering, even though it is clear that her approach is misguided. Her desire for control and order within the ward leads her to exercise her power in ways that can be seen as oppressive. Fletcher's interpretation of the character does not seek the audience's sympathy for Nurse Ratched. Rather, it presents her as a figure who, in her pursuit of power, has lost sight of the humanity of the patients she is supposed to care for. This portrayal serves as a critical commentary on the nature of institutional power and its impact on individuals.
Okay, I want to see the hand.
Louise Fletcher's experience with her role in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest deeply affected her. Portraying Nurse Ratched, a character that stood in stark contrast to the rest of the ensemble's more sympathetic figures, left Fletcher feeling separated from the off-screen group dynamics. Her performance, while critically acclaimed, came at a personal cost. She struggled to view the film for a considerable time after its release, as the memories of embodying such an authoritarian figure weighed heavily on her. This role highlighted the emotional challenges actors may face when they immerse themselves in particularly intense characters, especially those that are in opposition to their own personality or values. Fletcher's portrayal contributed significantly to the film's tension and dramatic narrative, underscoring the power of a well-crafted antagonist in storytelling.
Please no.
During the production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Sidney Lassick, who was part of the ensemble, faced significant emotional challenges. The demands of the role and the intense atmosphere on set led to a heightened emotional state. This escalated throughout the filming process, and reached its peak during the shooting of the climactic final scene where Lassick experienced a profound emotional breakdown. This incident underscored the pressures actors often face when deeply immersed in their characters, especially in a film that deals with the delicate subject of mental health. Lassick's experience is a testament to the dedication and emotional investment required in bringing such complex roles to life. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a film that has left a lasting impression on audiences for its portrayal of the human spirit against oppression. While the movie includes moments of humor and instances of the inmates banding together to challenge institutional authority, these elements serve as a contrast to the more somber themes at its heart. The character of Randall McMurphy, portrayed by Jack Nicholson, becomes a symbol of resistance within the mental institution, leading to memorable acts of defiance. However, the narrative does not shy away from the harsh realities faced by the characters. McMurphy's ultimate defeat serves as a poignant reminder of the power structures in place, while the escape of Chief Bromden, played by Will Sampson, offers a glimmer of hope and freedom. This escape signifies not only a physical liberation, but also an emotional release from the constraints imposed by the institution. The film navigates these contrasting outcomes with a delicate balance, leaving viewers with a sense of both the triumphs and tragedies experienced by the characters. The story's conclusion is a powerful commentary on the nature of rebellion and conformity, individuality, and authority, making it a compelling narrative that continues to resonate with audiences. The performances, particularly those of Nicholson and Louise Fletcher, who plays Nurse Ratched, are critical in bringing this dynamic and poignant tale to life. Their interactions encapsulate the struggle for autonomy within an environment designed to suppress it, making One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest a memorable exploration of these enduring themes.
All right, out with your gum. Out with your gum.